Dear Coco Chanel, hello, my name is Aaron. I'm a freshman in Fujian University and I major in fashion design now. It's my pleasure to write a letter to you. I decided to become a fashion designer when I was in elementary school because of you. My English teacher at that time just talked about you and your legendary story, and I was inspired. You have become my role model since then. The reason I wrote to you is that I want to share my appreciation and learn more about you. Also, I wish I could introduce you to more people. So let us look back to 1883 first.
Unlike regular kids, you didn't have a happy childhood. Born in France, your mother died when you were 6 and your father abandoned you soon after. Therefore, you spent 6 years in Aubusine orphanage until you worked as a tailor. Working in a clothing store cultivated your sensitivity to fashion and sowed the seeds of your success. In 1910, with help from a friend, you opened the first store in Paris, which is called Chanel Model. 3 years later, purchasing a building at 31 Rue Cambon, one of the most fashionable districts of Paris, you promoted minimalism and designed more practical and comfortable clothes for women. In 1921, you opened an early incarnation of a fashion boutique, featuring clothing, hats, and accessories, later expanded to offer jewelry and fragrances. After that, Chanel gradually became one of the most famous brands around the world. You once said, "May my legend prosper and thrive. I wish it a long and happy life." Like what you said, you already became a legend in the fashion industry. You are more than an accomplished businesswoman. Not only did you subvert the concept of femininity, you've also revolutionized the aesthetic of women's clothing.
When I first heard of your story, I considered you an extraordinary person. You overcame all the difficulties, insisted on your principles, and founded one of the most popular clothing stores that no others can surpass. One of the things you admired me the most is that you became a fashion designer, which was not very common for women at that time. As I grew older, I started to learn your design and the meanings behind. For example, the tweed jacket, which is still Chanel's classic element these few years. You expected this design would bring women strength and not to be constrained by clothing anymore. Now, as a student majoring in fashion design, I have to create some works. But I'm usually struggling on finding perfect inspirations, which bothers me a lot. What I'm curious about is how do you get your inspirations and where they come from. What would you do when you're out of ideas? And last, I want you to thank you and the legacies you left behind. You created a new fashion wave for women, telling us that we could wear not only fashionable but also practical. You set the trend, introducing a brand new world to us, letting us know what we could be like and what we can become. In the heart of all people, Chanel will always be a legend, an inspiration, and a religion. Yours respectfully, Aaron.